Last morning, as usual, I didn't want to waste a minute, so I dragged John to this site, which we missed when we were taking a promenade. And it used to just be a famous historical lookout. It was also used by the Nazi Party when Breslau was called Festung Breslau, Fortress Breslau. Saying goodbye to the square. Don't know if we'll ever be back. It's probably the most picturesque, untouristy place I've probably ever visited. Saying goodbye to the square. Don't know if we'll ever be back. It's probably the most picturesque, untouristy place I've probably ever visited. These are called the Hansel Gretel houses. Originally the church grounds were a cemetery, so these two buildings were supposed to herald your entrance into it, and that's why they're also, well, I'm not sure why they're right next to St. Elizabeth's Church, 2 steps away from our hotel, is this medieval, what they call a medieval commercial building. This is the only one extant until today. It's called Jatki. It used to be a series of butcher stalls and market stalls. And now it's basically just a tourist site, and all the old stalls have been taken over by art and other galleries selling tchotchkes. It's always weird and bittersweet leaving a place you visited that you like very much, knowing full well you're extremely unlikely to ever see it again. Last dwarf sighting of the day. I've only seen about 20 out of the 600, unfortunately. We're walking back through Jatki to have a cup of coffee now. One last cup of coffee. Look how empty it is. See? For those of you who haven't been to Wroclaw, I am looking over the main market square, and look how few people are on it. Practically. Okay, now we have our 2-hour drive to Poznan Airport. The airport which I didn't check the location of before I booked the ticket or the trip. The airport which would have clued me in that we weren't going to Warsaw. We're fueling up, but we're fueling up with LPG, not normal liquid petrol. Okay, LPG quick factoid produces 33% less CO2 than normal petrol and 45% less than diesel. All right, I'm at Poznan Airport. I'm relieved to find that I'm in the correct airport 2 hours before my flight, way early, but better than missing the damn plane or going to the wrong airport, which, considering the entire trip, is a distinct possibility. I told Johnny he can't buy this one because it's named after a composer, as is the airport, by the way, Henry Wieniawski, whose violin concerto is super famous and which afflicted all of us when we were growing up at music camp. While I'm at the airport, I'm going to do my post-mortem on Wrocław and Poland in general. I am now a total fan of visiting the country. I'm going to make it a big point, actually. I will come back during 2020 for the Chopin competition. And Agnieszka, we will follow your itinerary, go to Krakow, and then Gdansk and Warsaw, all of them, and take a longer trip. I love it because it's unbelievably rich in history. It's also, unfortunately, it's soaked in blood in terms of military history, but I think that considering our political climate these days, it makes for a very timely reflection, a visit here. That's an additional overlay for somebody who wants to contemplate European history at a deeper level, but I enjoyed it vastly, so I'd come back here in a heartbeat. This is my last note. I was expecting it to be more or less like Belgrade, but it's actually much slicker, more sophisticated, much wealthier, and the infrastructure is in much better condition than Belgrade. I just did something that you're all going to find totally gross. I ordered a really ambitious meal at the airport cafe. I can't say no to schnitzel even if it's at the airport. Okay, we're back in England. It's nasty and gloomy and cold. It's threatening to rain. We're home. This is a giant bloom. See my hand? Oh, my hand is so scary. I'm sorry, I don't mean to scare you with my hand, but this is way bigger than my hand. John doesn't remember planting this at all, which is kind of wonderful to discover it then. To show some scale. Okay, this is the flower. See, this is my head. See how big it is? It's basically covering my whole face. It's that big. When we left, these were just, well, they were all closed. Now they're starting to come out. Let's see what happened with this other set. Woo! Smells like lilies.